Once again, Marsau Scott has done something that many viewers are calling embarrassing to his wife, Leticia Scott. This moment has stirred up a lot of conversations because it was not just a small thing. It was something that played out publicly, in front of an audience, during Leticia's YouTube live. What makes this moment even more frustrating for many people is the fact that it feels like the same script, just on a different day. It is almost as if this cycle keeps repeating itself, where Leticia extends love, asks for affection, or tries to have a sweet moment, but instead of getting warmth or partnership back, she ends up getting dismissed or even embarrassed. The incident took place while Leticia was hosting her live session on YouTube this past Tuesday. She was recapping scenes from the previous week, including her moment with Nail and some other discussions. In the middle of this, Marsau walked into the room. Now, for most couples, this would have been a perfect opportunity for a husband and wife interaction, something lighthearted or loving, especially since people were already tuned in and watching. Leticia even paused what she was saying, turned to him, and asked if he wasn't going to speak. She followed it up by asking him to come closer. Then she said what any wife might say in that moment, "I can't even get a kiss before you walk out the door?" But instead of leaning into that moment, instead of just giving her a kiss, showing a little affection, or even acknowledging her in a gentle way, Marsau chose a very different route. He walked out the door, no kiss, no hug, no smile, nothing. To make things worse, as he was leaving, he made a comment that she was just putting on for the camera. That was his response to her request for a kiss. Not a moment of sweetness. Not a gesture of connection. Instead, he dismissed her love and framed it as something performative, like she was only asking for it to show off. This is what makes people shake their heads, because even if Marsau truly felt that Leticia was asking just for the sake of appearances, there were so many ways he could have handled it with more respect. He could have walked over and given her a quick kiss. He could have whispered something softly to her. He could have signaled for her to step away from the camera for a private word. He could have chosen 100 different respectful options. But he did not. What he did was walk away, leaving her hanging, and making the whole situation look cold and dismissive. That choice turned a small request for affection into yet another example of embarrassment. The deeper issue here is not just about that one kiss. It is about what the moment represents in a marriage. When someone leaves home, none of us ever know what the day holds. We do not know if that goodbye will be the last goodbye. That is why many couples cherish those small moments, quick hugs, kisses, words of affection, because those gestures create security and connection. For a husband to deny his wife that moment, over what looked like pride, ego, or just irritation about being on camera, it felt dismissive in a way that cut deep emotionally. For viewers, it was more than awkward, it was heartbreaking. Leticia tried to brush it off. She laughed, but anyone paying attention could see that it was not a laugh of joy. It was that nervous laugh, the kind that comes out when you are embarrassed or hurt, but you don't want to show it. It was the type of laugh people use to cover pain, especially in front of an audience. That laugh told the real story more than her words did. She was hurt, but she had to save face because people were watching. And that is what really makes the moment so difficult to watch, because the audience could feel that sting for her. On top of this, the live chat comments were already coming at her hard. People in the comments were criticizing her about other issues, including how she approached Chris Fletcher and how she seemed unwilling to take accountability in certain situations. While she was already handling those tough comments, she then got hit with Marsau walking out and denying her a simple kiss. That double blow, both from strangers in the chat and her own husband in real time, created an atmosphere of discomfort that many viewers could not ignore. What makes this stand out is not just the one-time embarrassment, but the pattern that seems to keep showing up. This was not the first time Marsau has dismissed Leticia in public or acted in a way that makes her look small in front of others. And that is why people are beginning to say that this is bigger than just one live. This is about the dynamic in their marriage and how often these types of moments happen. Eventually, people stop asking why Marsau keeps doing it and start asking why Leticia keeps accepting it. One viewer put it very clearly in the comments. They reminded Leticia of her own words in the past, when she criticized other people's relationships, but then compared it to her own. The comment mentioned how she once said another man wouldn't let his wife have her own celebration, but in her own marriage, Marsau has taken trips to Africa and Italy without her. He refused to participate in a vow renewal in Las Vegas. He often stays silent when gossip arises that makes her look bad. And on top of that, he tells her when to stop talking, often shutting her down. That comment ended with a very powerful line: "A woman loves a man who shows his happiness with being with her." She says, "I do." Do you? That's single question. Do you? Cuts right to the core of this entire issue. Because marriage should not be about appearances only. It should not be about one partner constantly trying to prove their love, while the other acts as though it is a burden to show affection back. Marriage is supposed to be about balance, mutual respect, and safety. When one person keeps giving and the other keeps withholding, the imbalance creates hurt that no nervous laugh can truly cover up. What viewers are really responding to is the larger pattern of behavior. It is not that Marsau missed a kiss on one day. It is the fact that this seems to happen again and again, where Leticia is left trying to play it off, smile through it, or laugh it off in front of people, while Marsau's actions or words leave her looking unsupported. That is what makes people uncomfortable, because they can sense that the problem runs deeper than what was seen on camera. The choice of Marsau to frame Leticia's love as something for the cameras also speaks volumes. Even if that was his true feeling, the fact that he said it out loud, while leaving, makes it seem like he wanted to downplay or even mock her in front of everyone. That is not just rejection, it is public rejection. For a wife to ask for something simple and be shut down in front of an audience, it becomes humiliation. And humiliation is something that, over time, wears away at love and self-esteem. Many people watching this live began to think about how small gestures mean everything in relationships. The truth is that love is often shown in those tiny, everyday moments. A kiss before walking out the door. A hug when someone is stressed. A smile when a spouse asks for attention. These little acts may look small, but they build the foundation of security and connection in a marriage. When those moments are denied, dismissed, or mocked, it sends a message that the connection is not valued. It is especially painful because Leticia clearly wanted that connection. She asked for it openly. She invited him to give her that kiss. She wanted to share that with him. Her request was not complicated or unreasonable. And yet, instead of being met with affection, she was met with rejection. That rejection, caught on camera, turned into yet another example of her being left embarrassed while Marsau carried on like it did not matter. The audience reaction was strong because people could relate. Many people have been in situations where they tried to show love, only to be pushed away or made to feel like they were doing too much. That kind of rejection does not just sting in the moment, it lingers. It makes a person question themselves. Am I asking for too much? Am I being dramatic? Am I embarrassing myself? But the truth is, asking for a kiss from your spouse is not asking for too much. It is asking for the bare minimum in a marriage built on love. And this is why people are frustrated with Marsau's repeated behavior. Because instead of building his wife up, instead of making her feel cherished and respected, he often seems to do the opposite. He chooses actions and words that leave her looking unsupported, and that is the real embarrassment here. Not her request. Not her laugh. But his unwillingness to meet her where she is. What makes this harder to watch is how gracefully Leticia still tries to carry herself. Even when she is hurt, even when she is rejected, she still finds a way to keep moving forward in the moment. She tries to hold herself together. She tries to keep the live going. She tries to laugh it off. That kind of strength is admirable, but it also points to something sad. Because strength should not always come from covering pain. It should not always come from hiding hurt in order to protect your marriage's image in front of strangers. True strength in a relationship should come from knowing your partner will protect you and stand with you, even in small ways like giving you a kiss before leaving. This moment also highlights a bigger question that a lot of viewers are starting to ask: what does respect look like in their marriage? Because love is one thing, but respect is something deeper. Respect is what makes you choose to handle your spouse with care, even when you don't feel like it, even when cameras are around, even when you are tired or annoyed. Respect is choosing to protect your spouse's dignity in every setting. And in this case, Marsau's actions did not reflect respect. In relationships, especially ones in the public eye, how you treat your partner in small ways often says more than big gestures. A kiss may not seem like much, But in that moment, it meant everything to Leticia. Her husband's refusal, paired with his words, showed the opposite of partnership. That is why people cannot stop talking about it. Because it was more than just a missed kiss. It was a missed opportunity to show love, respect, and support, and the pattern is what makes it stand out even more. If this had been a one-time slip, maybe people would not be so harsh. But because viewers have seen similar moments again and again, it paints a bigger picture. A picture where Leticia keeps trying to show up, and Marsau keeps pulling away, often in public. And that is why people are left asking how much more she will continue to accept.